Right. Let's kick it. Donna, what's happening?
All right. All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to In the Spotlight. Of course, this is a home of unfiltered conversation where real talk is what we do. I am none other than Donna Thompson. This is a special Monday evening.
I have a correction. You're Dr. Donna Thompson.
Oh.
I want to be the first one to make the announcement. How about that?
All right. Thank you, Dr. Stephenson.
I'm Dr. Laxley Stephenson, and we are your hosts. And as Donna like to call us, well, at least she's the fearless one. How are you doing, Donna?
I am great. I am absolutely wonderful this Monday evening. Wow. How are you doing?
I'm doing awesome. You know, every time it comes around this Monday thing, I just feel so grateful that I'm experiencing and living another Monday. So that's what it's all about. But, you know, tell me, what's going on in a collision with purpose world? What's happening?
Oh, wow. Yeah, like I always say every week when you ask that question, right? I'm like, oh, wow. Because it seems like time just keep going. So, of course, we have our next event that is coming up February 22nd, our colloquium that will be taking place at the Shiloh High School in Snellville, Georgia. So that we are definitely looking forward to having that event. Lots of planning, lots of preparation, and it's going to be a good evening. It's going to be an awesome evening. You know, this year we're going to have, of course, our honorees that we're honoring from the communities. We're going to be doing scholarships for the children. We're going to have speakers, guest speakers. Actually, we're going to have guest speaker from, like you would, you know, you like to say it, across the pond. Right? We're going to have our guest speaker that's coming over, and just an evening of real great networking and really showing appreciation for each other. So a great evening that's coming up.
Wonderful. And tonight we have a big night plan. Something happened, something so different, so powerful happened this weekend. And it's been in the making, right, for a while, but it actually happened. And we're not going to, you know, delay much longer. We're going to get into it. But what I want to do before we get into it, I want to play a quick video. All right. So let's play this video before we bring them on. I'm a boy kid. I'm a boy kid. I'm a boy kid. I'm a boy kid. I wake up in the morning and I praise the Lord. I thank Him for His protection, and I walk in His steps, declaring that today's provision is set up for me. I love God and I love my friends. Yeah, I'm a bold kid. I'm a bold kid. I'm a bold kid. I put on my armor and I read His word, blessing come out of my mouth. Cause I know to whom I belong, I am bold for Christ. Holy Spirit dwelling within me, carrying His presence wherever He sends me. I'm a bold kid, I'm a bold kid. I'm a bold kid, I'm a bold kid. Loving others as He told me to pray for healing, miracles to see, knowing my identity in Christ, He is in me. I am a bold kid, He loves me, standing firm on His word, proclaiming everything I heard, not afraid because He is with me. Be bold. I'm a bold kid, I'm a bold kid, I'm a bold kid, I'm a bold kid. I put on my armor and I write His word, blessing come out of my mouth. Because I know to whom I belong, I am bold for Christ. Holy Spirit dwelling within me, carrying His presence wherever He sends me. I'm a bold kid, I'm a bold kid. I'm a bold kid, I'm a bold kid. All right, welcome back. Donna, let's bring on our guests tonight. We have a number of people on board with us, some very special people. They're all our friends, but tonight we're going to introduce them in a different capacity. So please do us the honor of bringing them on one at a time, but all of them.
Okay, sure.
Dr. Joan T. Randall, Dr. Lexi Johnson, Dr. Garfield McCook, President of GIFS, Dr. Juan Marcel, Dr. Grace Laing-Moore, my cousin, what's up? Dr. Sir Arthur Hines.
I think we have someone else that's here with us.
Wow.
Yes, we do.
You know, and Dr. Cecilia Lynch Mitchell. You know, I remember some years ago, about 3 years ago, we're having and Dr. Garfield James. Some years ago, we're having a meeting at GHN, and Grace can tell you when she showed up for the meeting. What was the comment, Dr. Grace, when you came to the board meeting?
I said to Earl, I said, there's so many doctors on. Say, I don't know if I was in the right company. I was a little taken aback there. I had to stand and said, okay, maybe I need to get in, maybe I need to stay out. But I decided to get in. Yeah.
I know you're really in, right?
Amongst incredibly accomplished people. So I stayed in. Yeah.
And look where we are now, right?
Yes.
We know we're in the right company because we all are wearing that tag, that distinction. So welcome. And I want to be the first in a public setting to say congratulations. What a deserving title to have, a deserving distinction for everyone on this platform. And man, this is amazing. So we're going to have a little bit of conversation. We want to know how you feel, and it's not going to be so structured. We're just going to go one at a time. As you feel it, just go. So I see Dr. Joan look like she's ready to kick it off. So Dr. Joan, do you want to do us the honor?
Absolutely. I would be happy to. So you want me to say why I'm here and what it does feel like based on our title?
Just say how you feel. Yeah, just tell us how you feel.
Okay, so I feel amazing. I feel seen, if that's a word that I can use. I feel seen. And I feel that after all these years and all the blood, sweat, and tears and all of the hard work and all of the overcoming adversities and all of the setbacks and the hurdles, today I find myself in a position being recognized for the things I never thought were possible. And so it gives me honor, it gives me joy, it gives me a sense of accomplishment to be here with all of you, you know, that receive this recognition as well. And it reminds me of being the MVP. You know, if you look at a football player and no matter how many years they play the game, right? It's when they do that Super Bowl and they show up in a different kind of way and they get the title of the MVP, right? The most valuable player. That doesn't come because of the one game they play. That comes as a result of playing years and years, maybe high school football, college football, you know, professional football, you know, a number of games until that one time. And I believe that tonight we are all MVPs. And I know there's a lot more that we are going to talk, but I just want to add this one thing. The title of this is the Building Legacy. And on Saturday, when I received the award of, you know, this honorary doctorate degree, having my grandson there was the icing on the cake. And there was a video that was taken, and I heard my grandson screaming, "Yay, Gigi, go Gigi." And he just kept screaming, "God, Gigi." And it brought me to tears because this is showing him what legacy is. It's not telling, this is showing. I hear some background noise. This is not telling, but it's showing him what legacy is. And I was so excited that he was there and get to experience that at 6 years old.
Wow. Indeed, indeed. Now, I'm going to go to Juan, and thank you for that, Dr. Randall. Juan, what does receiving this honorary degree means to you on a personal level?
You know, it's still surreal. Much like what Dr. Jones said, about just years and years and years, but to be recognized in such a way, it felt, after I woke up Sunday, because there was so much going on the days prior, it felt real. It felt good. Long short of it, my dad called me Saturday morning while I was actually parking, headed into the theater, crying. And he said, son, no matter what, despite everything you've been through, you didn't give up, you kept pushing, and you kept the faith. You're an inspiration to me, and I'm so proud of you. I can't tell you how many times I've heard my dad tell me he was proud of me. Of all the accomplishments, all the things I've done, there haven't been many times. And to hear him break down the phone, then his brother, my uncle, called crying too. And I think for them, I told Donna this, there's a lot of things that the men in my family have done. Not a lot of great things, but my grandfather died in 2013. It's the last thing he said to me, is if I get the opportunity to further my education, take it, to point out, become a doctor, and that was his request. And so both of them are crying because they kept saying, your papa would be so proud of you. I know he's smiling because you're keeping the legacy and the family name going, and we're so proud of you. So that in itself, I can't even put words to it. All right, so just to be recognized and acknowledged in that way means a lot. It means more than I can even put to words. So,
Wow, you have me wanting to cry. Anyway, you're talking, you have me choking. Good thing I'm not in Kenya. You know what they say about men crying in Kenya, right? Good thing I'm not in Kenya. So I will go to my cousin, Dr. Grace, because she made it very clear to me that I can't call her cousin anymore. It is Dr. Grace. So Dr. Grace, what the same question for you as for Juan. What is this receiving this honorary degree? What does it mean to you on a personal level?
Well, on a personal level, I do believe that it was an awesome honor. To be honest, I kind of didn't know what to expect going into it. I kind of didn't know how it would feel. I didn't know how the day would play out. I was kind of a blank slate, and I just sat there and I said, okay, let me let this happen. But when I saw what was happening on Friday evening, I'm like, wow. So right away when I saw Friday evening, what we went to on Friday evening, the exercise, I said, okay, well, maybe there's more to look forward to. Even then, I wasn't feeling anything special. But on Saturday, to be recognized in such a public and special way, in front of your friends and family and all of you guys who we work closely with, it was awesome. It was awesome, and that's when it really sank in. Sank in when I was lined up, and it sank in when I came in and I was trying to give a little wave to my husband. And all of a sudden, I started feeling super, super special. So it was awesome. But this doctorate, it inspires me to continue to do what I've been doing. It inspires me to continue to even do more, to take my work to a higher level, to reach more people, marginalized communities, reach more of the sick and shut-in, just to do things that is going to honor this degree. That's really what I want to do. I want to be able to honor this degree, not to get it and say, oh, she got a doctorate, yada, yada, but for it to be more than that, So for me, it was pretty special. And I continue to be amazed at how it makes me feel. I tell my grandson, I hear Dr. Joan talking about her grandson. And today, my grandson said, Nani. I said, oh, Dr. Nani to you. Okay. so I said, Dr. Nani, not Nani, Dr. Nani. He said, I called Dr. Nani. I said, yes, Dr. Nani. So, it's awesome. I was able to tell my middle grandchild what it meant, and something that he himself, all three of them actually, could aspire to, and to say how the work that you do will live after you. So they start to learn that also. And Laxley, you see some, Dr. Lax, you
Thank
see,
you.
you see,
Thank you.
you see some of them. You see how my little ones, how they interested in packing barrels to send to Jamaica. You see how they out there when we're doing our walkathon, and they're 100% in, and they will give interviews and so on. So it's just bringing up the next generation behind us, and to let them know that it's not just about us, because we want to leave the world a better place than we found it. And then conversely, we want them to leave the world a better place than they found it, but also to help to make the world a better place. And this doctorate kind of had me looking into myself and said, okay, what more is there to do? What more can I do? And I know with God's help, there'll be plenty.
Wow. You talk about packing barrels, right? Look where packing barrels is. How important is packing barrels? Look where it got us, right? We packed so many barrels and we unpacked so many barrels. But guess what? There's some folks out there watching and paying attention to us packing and distributing the products or the goods in those barrels. So packing barrels, if you're out there listening, and by the way, I'm so excited we didn't even play the video, the intro, but who cares, right? Who cares? We don't care, because what we're doing here in this platform tonight is the most important thing that we can do. And we've done many shows, but there's none as important as this one, because we're honoring, we're recognizing not just the degree, but why did we receive the degree? Why did we receive it? One of the difference between a honorary and a regular doctorate degree is you're exempt from doing certain academic work. But the most important thing is, if this is your life's work, this is what is on display here. And Grace, you said something that this is not the end, this is the beginning. Because what will this do for you? It should add some pressure. This is not a case where it's over, I'm done. It should add some pressure. So I think a good thing, I want to go to Dr. Cecilia, because Dr. Cecilia, you played a different role. And how did that make you feel? What was your experience?
The whole event was like, this weekend, it was one of the most, what's the word? Emotional weekends I've had in a long, long time. There was a lot going on. And this event, I must say, first, let me back up a little bit, talking about the difference with the academic doctorate and the honorary doctorate. At first, when the whole idea came up about getting honorary doctorates, I was a little biased. I'm going to be honest here. I was a little biased from going from an academic standpoint. However, after this event, I must say that, as Laxley was just alluding to, the honorary doctorate is really honoring your life's work and what you have done. And when I tell you, when I heard some of those stories from the individuals in the room Friday night, and when I've read some of the biographies from my GHN co-members, I am truly amazed at the great work people have been doing. And the most important thing about it is, you guys have been working without even trying, right? You were just doing ordinary things, or what you thought was ordinary things, that was making extraordinary impact on people's lives. And helping yourselves grow as adults and becoming your best version of yourselves. So after this weekend, I say congratulations to all of my GHN members and to everyone there at that ceremony on Saturday, because it really opened my eyes to show that getting an honorary doctorate degree is just as valuable, and in some aspects even more valuable than an academic. So congratulations to you guys. For me, doing the robing, that was really exciting. I felt in my element. I felt in my power. I felt in my achievements as well. And I was really happy to be there to honor you guys. And that was really the highlight for me. And especially Grace. Grace was nervous when she got, Grace was like in a daze. She's like, what is this? I can sense that from Grace. So I could tell Grace was in awe, and it was really a spectacular event. Now, the university itself as well, the message on that day resonated so much with me. It was like I was getting my doctorate, because it was so much about doing more. And it showed that all of us have the ability to do more, because look at what you have achieved and you weren't even trying, you know? And it's like, for me personally, I am one wherein I do achieve a lot of things, and I do a lot of things, and I make it look mundane and routine. And part of it is I'm just doing. I'm not really trying to achieve anything. I just do. So Saturday, Laxley, again, I thank you so much for providing that opportunity for me to be there in my power. I really, really just had a very emotional yet amazing weekend.
Thank you, Dr. Cecilia. You know, we've had conversations, right? And I'm so happy to hear you come and say you've changed your outlook, because we've had conversation, and I've always maintained that this is a powerful thing. This is where it should be, right?
Yep.
This is the right way. But I'm so happy to hear you come around to where you are. So you're getting your honorary next.
Yes, I'll get mine next year.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. So I really appreciate that. Big stuff there. Big stuff. Big stuff. So let's hear. Should we take a break? I think this is a great time, because I have a special treat, and I think this is the time to offer that treat. All right. I want to offer a treat. So stand back, listen, watch, do whatever you do. We lost someone. I want her to get it as well. So let's get her back on. But this is very special. You all know I like music. I'm a musician, right? So you can start to guess. Not even my co-host, Donna, is aware. I like to surprise my co-host. You know that? All right, we're going to go without Dr. Cecilia, because we can't hold up the show, all right? So,
Yeah,
all right, here she is. Stand back, check this thing out, because this is a big, big deal right here.
Lift up the sun, let the world hear it loud. We shining stars who make us so proud. Dr. Thompson, Hines, and Laing-Moore too. We honor the greatness that flows from you. To Randall, Johnson, McCook, and Smith, with purpose and love, your spirits uplift. Dr. James, Obode, and Satahoo, shine bright. Your legacies beam like stars in the night. Dr. Donna Thompson, a voice that inspires, igniting new dreams, setting hearts on fire. Dr. Hines, with compassion in hand, a leader who strengthens all across the land. Dr. Laing-Moore, so gentle yet bold, a guiding soul worth more than gold. Dr. Joan Randall with wisdom to share, teaching us all how to hope and to care.
Dr. Lexi Johnson, you shine through the fight, paving the way with courage and might. Dr. Garfield McCook, with kindness and grace, your influence leaves an indelible trace. Dr. Andrea McIntosh, with passion so rare, lifting others with love and sincere care. Dr. Juan Marcel Smith, with brilliance that grows in every challenge, your strength always shows. Dr.
Justina, Obode, your heart's full of light, helping others take flight and reach new heights. Dr. Earl Satahoo, your efforts don't cease, you've brought the world of wisdom, kindness and peace. Dr. Garfield James, steadfast and true, making an impact in all that you do. And to Dr. Ukulu, the president, the guide your leadership fills Main Seed Christian University. The song, let the world hear it loud, we shining stars who make us so proud. Dr. Thompson, Hines, and Laing-Moore too, we honor the greatness that flows from you. To Randall, Johnson, McCook, and Smith, with purpose and love, your spirits uplift. Dr. James, Obode, Satahoo, shine bright, your legacies beam like stars in the night. Main Seed Christian University honors you all today for the lives you've touched and the seeds you've laid. May your stories inspire and forever remain a legacy of love that the world will sustain.
May your stories inspire forever remain. All right, how about that? Is that special? We'll put, I promise we're going to play it again, right? And I'll make sure that there's copies out there flow to everyone. And I have the version with lyrics, so we will spread it as well. You know, spend a lot of time putting that together. Why? Because it's important. And if you notice, I've been asking for that video headshot or whatever that thing they put on that thing there. Well, that's why I was asking, and thought it was a big deal to do this. So, Dr. Art Hines.
Yes.
How do you feel? How you feeling?
I feel reborn. I feel as if this is a rebirth for me.
Excuse me.
I've worked since I was 13 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was young, I loved working because everybody that used my services, they said, okay, this is good. This guy works very enthusiastically. And now I'm in my 70s. So I kind of thought, well, maybe it's time to retire. But at the same time, when I had the opportunity to do it, it didn't feel real good to me because I prefer to work. So I was sitting in a retirement mindset, and then along came GHN. And after GHN, then along came Main Seed. So I thought, oh man, this is a much better deal. It makes me feel better to get out and make something happen. There's so much that needs to be done, and who's in a better place to do it? So it brought me right back to our discussion that we've had for the last couple of years of our purpose. And I've always said that my purpose is to serve. I don't just want to serve, I almost need to serve somebody some kind of way. So, and it had been nagging me for a long time about so much conflict that's going on. I remember, I don't know, it's been well over 40 years ago. It's a gentleman who came to America from Palestine. And we got together and we put together an organization where we were going to serve international students from all over the world, over 120 countries around the world. We built an organization, and it is still operating today, to tell you the truth. But what happened was that students would come to this country and they would go to the dormitory, go to class, go to the dormitory, and do that for 4 years, and then they go back home and say, yeah, we've experienced America, but we kind of thought, no, I don't think so. So we set up an organization to have them to interface with Americans and get involved with the culture, whereas we were able to use that same opportunity to get Americans accustomed to people around the world. So I kind of felt very good about it. And, you know, some 40 some years later, it's still going strong. So I kind of thought, you know, that kind of thing needs to be done. Maybe it'll cut out some of this conflict around the world. People seem to be getting more hostile toward each other. People seem to be less peaceful. So I kind of thought, well, I believe there are some remedies out here. But at the same time, I don't see a lot of our young people that have an interest in that. So I'm kind of thinking, well, what's the matter with you? Why don't you get out here and get busy and do something? If you know how to do it, well, let's see you make something happen. So I took this wonderful opportunity here with an honorary doctorate. It forced me to think. At first, I said, well, I don't know. I feel sort of like an imposter. I don't know what I've done to deserve this. And I couldn't get off of that for a while. And then it came to me, well, if you are not in a good position to receive this honorary degree based on what you've done, well, receive it as an aspiration. Get out there, get busy, and do what you aspire to do. So this is a good place for me to get out of this retirement mindset, to plan a way to impact conflict in our families, in our cities and country, and all around the world, as a matter of fact. I believe it can be done. Dr. King said it doesn't take but one person to do it. And I don't believe that I can find a better person than me that wants to do it. And I believe I have the capability of doing it. And I believe God will be with me to help me do it. So I will tell you now, expect some great things from me. And if you don't see it, well, call my hand. So that's one of the things that I kind of feel that this is a wonderful place to be. And I just thank God for the opportunity to be here. And I'm just so excited with the team that is around me. I just love all y'all. Wow. And I just I'm overwhelmed. Looking forward to doing some things.
You know, Dr. Hines, we battled over this decision, right? We battled. It's like, why me? Why me?
Yeah.
And you know, he went through this series of, you know, Art is an analytical type of person anyway, right? You know, we've known each other for so long, but yet we're so different. We're so different in how we make decisions, right? The thing will be already complete, and Art is still working through it, you know, because he's got to make the right decision. And Art, you know, Art battled. And there are 3 steps that you went through. Can you share those 3 steps to make your decision? But that's so important that you probably help others.
Well, I've known Dr. Stephenson for 20 some years, and I've always been amazed at how different we are in terms of making decisions. And our learned to appreciate that he has some powerful ideas and thoughts as to how to get it done. And I watched it get done, and I see the value in what he does and how he does it. Now, the big difference is I'm an analytical kind of person. I want to sit there and I want to analyze every detail, every dot and tittle and word. But Laxley says, no, let's get it done. We can fix it later.
Don't everyone try to do it that way.
But I've seen the effectiveness of his system, and I love it. And the fact that we are two different kinds of people, but when we come together, it seemed to work like a charm. So I just love being a part of this because it helps me to see how we can put our differences together and make something happen. So I'm not really sure if I answered your question, but that's the way I feel about it.
It's a good enough answer. You know, in making your decision, you had three pillars. You know, we're talking about pillars that you had to meet, and one of them was, what did I do to deserve it? What did I do to deserve it? But the thing that got you is, but why did he nominate me? He must have seen something in me, right?
Absolutely. I really did have real problems trying to determine exactly, wait a minute, what is it now that I've done? And then I kind of thought about it, and that was when I was in that imposter phase. I was kind of thinking, I don't know, what did I? And then the first thing I thought about is, well, let's see now. The person that nominated me, is he a dummy to make that kind of a decision? And I kind of, no, that guy is pretty smart. That's a smart man, And then that helped me out a little bit. And then the next thing, it came to me, well, you know what? God's grace is powerful. God's grace says you don't have to, you don't earn it. You don't just, it's not that you did something that you deserve. God's grace is a gift. So this is a gift to you. And then that kind of softened me up a little bit more. And then when it came to the part where I was still a little bit apprehensive, then that's when the part that came to me that says, well, readjust your aspirations. Then once you readjust your aspirations, if you think you haven't done it, well, then go do it. So that's where I am now, and that's where I'm committed to get out there and make something happen.
I wanted him to share that because I believe that's so important. So we this self-doubt thing is dangerous, right? And we need to avoid it and stay away from that as much as possible. Because one thing for certain, Art, I've known you for almost 30 years, and you have been doing it nonstop. We've done so many things, most of them didn't work, right? So we've been doing it. So Dr. McCook, let's hear from you. And how are you feeling? What does this thing mean to you? And what will you do with it?
Well, where do I start? I started working at age 18 and started out in the life insurance industry. And I think when I look back at my entire life, it has always been involved with people. Mark, you're making a living, yes, but you could do other stuff that does not involve in people and impact their lives. So it was always good to see me doing something that is going to cause somebody happiness or something. Life insurance is, you're protecting their families, that in case they pass, the death with is a painful situation. You don't want to have a double painful if there's something like that. So, there's a premium. I mean, a sum of money that's going to be paid. So it kind of alleviates the pain that the family goes through instead of going deeper. The house is gone, everything is gone. So then, I went on and I became a real estate broker. Lax and I, that's how we met. We're in the business over 20-something years. And again, it's people trying to help people to get their homes, get a home. I remember working for a company in New York, and as a general manager for a parking company, one of the things that as managers, the company would lend you $10,000 towards your first purchase of your house. $5,000 was interest free, and then the other $5,000 was locked into the whatever interest rate you got for your mortgage. And again, as a general manager, most of the managers were immigrants like myself. So I'd make sure I went around and said, hey guys, to make use of this. And, so it's always been a people thing. And then 18 years ago, I started a personal care home. And 18 years later, when I sit back and look at the families that have passed through there, we're basically making people live their lives while we take care of their loved ones. We're a smaller facility. It's a 14-bedroom facility. So when you compare with the larger facilities, 74 beds, we give more personal care. So, and these people become your family, and that's it. That's your last stop. Once they leave there, that's it. You're going to go to. It might sound morbid, but the last thing for them is they're going to die, and then you have to deal with the funeral arrangements and all that stuff. And over the years, you have the CNAs who come on, and guess who has to train them? It's me. And I've been there many times, and people say, "Are you a doctor?" And I said, "No, just a guy with an idea who is giving back, because we look at it as a ministry of giving back." Some of the folks who come by there, they are not us, and they ask you, why are you good in this? And I said, you know what? Been in the country for 30-some years. The country has been good to us, and we're at a stage where we feel that we can give back. We could have done a whole lot more with the property, but the personal care home is so that's our ministry. So again, when Dr. Lax approached about the honorary degree, I was a little apprehensive also, and say, why? You start thinking about what people out there are going to say and what they're going to look on and what they're going to think, and they're going to say, oh, you get a degree that and so I think that was a reality check. So if someone actually just grabbed onto it without being human and thinking about that, I think that was a normal progression for you to think. And someone said to me when I told him about it, said, look, let's just use a personal care home. 16 or 17 years. How long does it take to get a regular degree? And I said, okay. So it's your action. It doesn't have to be academic. It can be based on what you're doing for society and mankind. And that I think is what zeroed me in and said, okay, now I can breathe. Because Dr. Lax would be calling and say, hey, I haven't heard from you. I said, Doctor, I'll get back to you, because again, I didn't want to just accept something and do something that I don't think was deserving. But when folks are outside looking on and they're seeing, because it's a thing, each of us here, we're going ahead and doing our regular thing. It's something that we do. It's an innate quality. We were doing things not looking for any rewards. And guess what? Here it is. My dad was Dr. McCook. He was a vet with the Ministry of Agriculture in Jamaica. And then, interestingly, I have nieces and nephews that are doctors and everything. So when I sent out to them, oh, welcome. So it's kind of it's great. There's a little emotional part. Again, Friday evening we went and I saw this place and I said, oh, what is this? Well, and then Friday, no, I didn't have that burning feeling or that excitement. But Saturday, when I showed up at that place and see everybody, some of the young ladies that even recognize, because now they have on the makeup and they have on the this and all that stuff and looking all spliffy splaffy. Where's Dr. Cecile? Dr. Cecile came on Friday. I told her, we went out and I said, Dr. Cecile, don't put your glasses back on. So she came on Saturday and said, guess what? I don't have my glasses on. You know, so it's a different look. You know, so it was very emotional. I had about about 25 people there to support. I had my wife's 98-year-old aunt was there in all her faculties, and she said I could not have missed this. So again, the work has just begun, I think, or it's guess what? The work is continuing because I'm just going to keep on doing what I was doing just before I got this. I may do a little more now because there's a little weight on your shoulder, and you just have to keep focus. But I mean, it's a God-given gift. I'm a believer. I don't think anything happens by chance. Things happen for a reason. Dr. Lux is a brother. We talk every day. I mean, this morning about 7 o'clock this morning, he's waking me up out of my bed. I say, hey, you know. So it's a good feeling. A great leader, great friend. Thomas guy I can see sometimes I'm at a certain level emotionally. Says, hey, that will be done. So again, guys, it's great, and one of the greatest things is the folks that have received it. I mean, we have been talking in GHN and we've been doing it, you know, interacting in different ways, and I think we're all humble human beings. We're all servers, and congratulations to you all.
Congratulations to you all. Thank you, Dr. McCook. And talk about deserving, right? As we all are. Again, I'm a recipient as well, right? I did receive an honorary degree, and trust me, it's a good feeling. On that stage, when I walked to receive it, there was something different than when I received my DBA, my Doctor of Business Administration degree. And I think I said it earlier before we started. That was a lonely walk. But this time when you're walking with people that you're friends, well, we're all friends, right? And people that you work with and people that you do humanitarian in service type of work with, and you know why you're receiving it. Mm-hmm. So when I got a notification that I would receive a honorary degree, I recall Dr. Obode saying, "You have more than earned this," based on my observation of your work, of your work. So it is not a case that you're given something. And I too wanted to say no, to be honest with you. In fact, I said to him, so, and so I also questioned it a little bit when he offered it. But I did accept it, and I'm so happy I did, because the experience to receive it with so many friends is that by itself is something very special. So Dr. Donna, can you unmute yourself and tell us how you feel?
I had to maneuver, since I'm trying to put people on stage and take them off. I had to find myself there. I'm very humbled, and I'm very grateful for the recognition, and to have shared such an experience with everyone that's on the screen now. It's it's kind of hard to put it in words, because this is something that you don't get to experience every day. This is a once in a lifetime moment. You may have other experiences, but that moment, this moment, it's not going to happen again. So I was very humbled and grateful for the recognition. For myself, I do feel I did and still do, even though I've been doing the work, but I feel a more sense of responsibility to do more, and to be more focused on the work that I'm doing and what I'm called to do and what I'm charged to do with helping others. So not saying that I don't, of course, I've been doing this all my life. Like, a lot of us, you do it seamlessly because it's a part of you. It's an innate thing that's in you to serve and to help others. So more than likely, if you go back and you really look at your childhood, you've been doing it all your life, right? It's just that you get older and you recognize more. But I do feel that I am charged to do even more. And it's I do feel a greater responsibility.
That's interesting because I've heard, thank you, Donna. When there's such thing as entrapment, ENTRAPMENT. And when you receive awards like these and honors like these, and this form of entrapment, right? Now you feel more compelled. I recall when I did my doctorate degree, and my first chair chaired my committee, who said, "Your work, you got a degree, but your work's just begun." He said, "No, you must do your part to contribute to the literature. So you must do research, and you must write articles and so forth." And that is exactly what I'm hearing tonight. It's called entrapment. No, you have a greater responsibility. And that's why we're building legacy tonight. That's what this is all about. So this is, again, you receive your degree, but this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. So let's talk to Dr. Garfield James. Let's hear from you.
Good evening, colleagues. It's really a pleasure being on with you. It really is inspiring to listen to the different expressions and experiences that each individual would have shared. For me, it's an opportunity that was given for me to hone my skills in leadership and management, to better able to add value to my respective portfolios in terms of how I lead and how I manage. For me, the process to get to where I am today was really one of a challenge, in the sense that, for this honorary degree that was given, we had to go through a process, actually read a book and present it, and not on a chapter, but all the chapters. So it was a very rich and well put together course in relation to the awarding of the doctorate. And, I can only be thankful and grateful for the opportunity. And this goes to show that great minds think alike, and when we come together, the sky is the limit. So from that, we just need to continue building network and ensure that we can use it to benefit and improve opportunities for others who are out there waiting for such. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. James. And Dr. Lexi, I don't know why it's taking me so long to ask you, but you made a post today and caught my attention in a big, big way. You said something that I was almost surprised, to be honest with you. But how do you feel? How do you feel?
I too have had the darndest time trying to put it all in words. Definitely grateful, definitely humbled. And yeah, I did make a post earlier because maybe 10, 11 years ago, I was in school for my doctorate. I completed all the classes. And by the time I finished, all of my classes, I was pregnant with my youngest child. And I had a lot of complications, to the point where I was 3 days a week getting iron infusions. And so that, and then the stress of trying to, write something and then go back and forth with people about it and all of that, I was just like, no, never mind. You know what I'm saying? Let me focus on trying to have a healthy child. Let me focus on, my health, because, it was very, very risky. And even after having my last child, even for some years, I had to focus just on my health. And so I just figured, that opportunity, it passed me by, and I was fine with it actually, because I had always said, I was already doing work, and I wanted to do more work. And I even maybe a couple years ago, and then again last year, entertained, going back, because, the school, they always call, they always looking for you, for you to come back and offer you kind of some ways to do it and all of that, even after all of these years. And then I thought about it, and then I was just like, nah, I'm doing the work, And then when I got offered, presented with this opportunity, like everyone else, I'm like, okay. But I'm still struggling with, well, what, even though I know I'm doing work, it's like, well, okay, have everything that I have done doesn't amount to, being presented with this opportunity, doesn't amount to being presented with this award. As someone else was saying, you start to think about what are other people thinking. So, what my colleagues think that I went to class with back in back all those years ago, and all of that. And then, after a while, after praying and things of that nature, I understood that this was not, yes, it's confirmation, from humans and from man, but for me, this was validation from God himself. For things that, that I've been doing. And again, I think someone else mentioned it too. You get out here, you're not looking for any kind of, awards, rewards, or anything like that. I just do what I do because that's what I get up and do. And so you don't tend to think that maybe what you're doing is a little bit extraordinary, maybe. And so for me, it was a very emotional weekend as well. Just to know that my Father in heaven is watching and is seeing the work. And like many others have said, now having this is like, now I'm compelled to do more. I just had a milestone birthday this year. I turned 50. And I was telling my mother, I feel like life just started. Some people may be feeling like, okay, now, you're starting to slide down the other side of the hill. But I'm like, I feel like life just started for me. So this was also confirmation of that. And I was also just very humbled, excited that 3 of my children could be there in person. My other child, watched online with a host of family, friends, and all of that. And also to get a phone call from my father. We don't talk very often, and not because there's anything wrong. It's just that's the way it is. But to get a phone call from him, and he's saying, "What's up, Doc?" That was very, heartwarming. And of course, my mom, who's always in my corner. I always say she's the wind beneath my wings. And, just to hear from her, one of my best friends who called me early that Saturday morning and gave me some words of encouragement as well. So I have a host of family, friends, and all of you all. Just humbled to have been a part of such an esteemed class of people. I, like you on Friday night, just listening to everyone's stories, and some of you, I've listened to you share your stories even prior to that. It's just an honor. It was an honor to do this with all of you and those who were not present tonight.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Sometimes I get mixed up with the names for Dr. Lexi. I don't know if I should say pastor or doctor. So it's so confusing, but I think I'm going to stay with the doctor. Dr. Lexi. I think that's what I'm going to work with. Now, it's interesting, right? Because not only did I have my cousin and cousins and friends, but my sister was there. Can you imagine? Grace, can you imagine what Winnie would be saying now, Mama?
Oh man, listen. Should be broadcasting that all over the world. Everybody would listen. Would hear.
And those who wouldn't listen should find a way to make them listen. So I want to introduce Dr. Andrea McIntosh, my sister. I'm older than she is, by the way. She's the last one. And before you go, Andrea, Pastor Lexi, you said your age. I'm 66, right? Just celebrated that number. And I too feel like I'm just getting started. Can you imagine? 66. And I'm ready. I'm ready to roll out some new stuff. So Dr. P, I'm gonna call her Dr. P. Her name is Patsy, right? So I'm gonna call her Dr. Patsy. Unmute, Pats. Mm-hmm. Pats, unmute.
Oh, I can do it myself. Sorry. I said hello to everyone, fellow doctors. Congratulations to all. I just want to start by saying when Dr. Laxley called me and asked me, I was a bit hesitant about this. And I'm like, oh, I'm not sure if I want to do this. But I think by the time we got through talking, I was convinced I wanted to do this. So really, it's an honor and it's very humbling. And it's interesting that I'm called Dr. Andrea because I'm called Dr. Andrea in my job, even though I'm not a doctor. I'm a physician's assistant, but patients usually get that all mixed up. So I think this is great. I actually was like looking forward to retiring soon, but now it's like, I really am just about to start. Like everyone says, after doing this, you feel like, oh, I can't stop now. I have to just, if you haven't started yet, just continue going. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'm looking forward to great things.
So you notice what all of our GHN members are saying, right? They just feel like getting started. They feel as if I'm really in now. I got some work to do. You figure out why I nominated so many GHN members? Because I know it's going to commit them even more for us to do more work. So if you guys finally figure it out. Anyway, that's a joke. That's a joke. But it's amazing how that happened, though. When you're, what's that thing they say to those who, what's that saying?
To whom much is given, much is also required.
Exactly. And that's what you're hearing here tonight. That's what you're hearing here tonight. So we're going to go around the room one more time. And, so many of us. So Joan, Dr. Joan, one of the things as well, there's some protocols out there. So, when we're in any setting, it is acceptable for us to just use the first name basis. That's another way doctors have conversation with doctors, right? So we're going to just switch it to first name now to make it easier, right? So Joan, just open anything you want to share as we go around the room. Anything you want to share.
Yeah. So as I've been listening to everyone speak, one thing that is kind of norm, or the underlying theme is that most people hesitated before accepting, right? And then you start to think about it. Why was there hesitation in accepting this, right? And then it goes back to the mindset of what we do. Like, how do we see ourselves? Like, do we see ourselves as, all right, did we do enough work to be recognized for this? Because I had that too. You and I had a long conversation going back and forth with this thing. And I think it comes down to what we think people will say about us. But the one thing I want to encourage us as I've been listening is that we always say that we're leaving a legacy, right? And I'm talking this about the Bible says, right, to leave a legacy, to leave for our children's children. But we are a living legacy. What we are doing right now, we are living our legacy. And I think it deserves the we have to feel a sense of pride, not pride in the bad way, but pride in a way that says, Lord, look at what you have done in my life as a result of all the hard work, right? And so we're not leaving, we will leave something for our children and our children's children, but we are actually creating the legacy now, and we are living in the legacy. And I think that that is so profound. I think that that is so powerful. And I think that it gives us confidence to continue the work, right? Because it's not like we're just creating something and then leaving it like a piece of land, right? Our legacy is the service that we provide for the people that we are called to serve, because each one of us is serving mankind in some way, shape, or form. Dr. Laxley, it might be financial, helping them get there. Me is writing books. Everything for me is putting what you are and who you are on paper so it can never be erased later, right? So we are all building and living in the legacy that we are creating. And I think that if I could say one thing to all of you to feel good about this, is that you're living the legacy now, right? The legacy that you have created, living in it. And it is an amazing accomplishment. I applaud all of you. I'm excited to be in this crowd, in this company. And I want to thank you, Dr. Laxley, for being a mentor to me, right? I don't know if 12 months earlier I would have said that, yeah, I'm ready for this. But with your mentorship and the things that I've done and read and how I've applied myself in the last couple of years, that I've met you, and even with Pastor Lexi, us going to Kenya and 1,100 souls being saved. I think about those things and I say we are living in our legacy. And that's a great thing for us, for all of us.
If thank you, Dr. Joan. If you have the opportunity, and we all do, to write our story, and the story is how you live your life daily. That is the legacy that you're leaving behind. As you walk, as you talk, as you write, and whatever it is you do. So if you have that opportunity, why not write the best possible story? It is that simple, right? It is that simple, and that is your legacy. Often when people ask me, what is my purpose? I say, Claire, you do not know me, because you should see my work. And that will tell you what my purpose is, because I should not have to explain what my purpose is to any one of you here. Because I'm living that life, right? I'm living my legacy, my purpose, and all that good stuff. So well said, Dr. Joan. Who is next? If we remember the sequence, was it staying in the same sequence? Juan, let's go with you.
Yeah.
Doctor.
So much to take in from what everybody said, but what came to mind, and you actually just touched on this, Doc, when you said your work will speak for you. And I think that's what put me at ease. Even with my family, my cousins, a lot of us, my mom's side, we all came from education. My aunt, for those who know what Anita Hill is, my aunt is Anita Hill, and so and her sister, they're the ones who pushed my mom to go into education. And so they actually sent messages. So to hear from my family, for a long time, I was the only boy with a bunch of women, older cousins, first grandson. So for them to look on and say, and this is their words, that he's doing good work. He's been true to himself, and the Lord is making his name great. That's what blessed me. And what came to mind, and this is the last thing I'll say, is what came to mind even just tonight was, every good tree bears good fruit. Is what came to mind from Matthew. And it talks about, it says, no good tree could produce bad fruit. And then he goes on, he's teaching them, telling them how to recognize those who are not true, those who have not been doing what it is that God has desired for them to do. He said, you will know them by their fruit. And so just from this conversation tonight, that's what has put me at ease and excited me. And, of course, just what's to come after this is just because we will be known by our fruit. We will be known by our good deeds. And we already are. Many of us have said that tonight, that we've already been known and recognized in this high honor, even this weekend, by the fruit that we bear. And so that's what I leave. That's what I had to say, is that we're being recognized, and it's not just man, because if you attain favor with God, you receive favor with man. So I feel like, and I believe that God is honoring us even through this weekend by our fruit, because of our fruit. So.
Thank you, Dr. Juan. And let me, for full disclosure and for transparency, if there's any person in this world that I show some favoritism towards, this one. I've known him for so long. And, I know when I opened my big real estate office, who you think did the opening prior? A young guy. It was Juan. And I've always included one in everything that I'm doing. And why? You can see why. Talk about, the seeds, the fruit, and however way you put it. Just a very special. I still call him a young man because he is for me. It's a master. So you can see why. And one, I can't tell you enough how much he's mentoring me. The thing does come full circle, right? So one, can't tell you how much, I appreciate you, and you're so deserving of this. And I know what you will do with it is going to be some powerful stuff. And just encourage you to never, ever let anything, no matter what else is happening that is not going right or whatever, just keep pushing forward with your strengths. The things that you do well, let that be your focus. Just keep doing it. All right? So appreciate you, Juan. Thank you so much. All right. So who's next? Someone, just take it. Someone. Let's jump in. Who wants to jump in?
Okay, I will. What I would like to bring out, and what keeps circulating in my mind, is that we are a great African people. I so appreciate what Dr. Akulu and Main Seed is doing, in that they're setting forth a format so that we can operate in to bring us back to our rightful place, I believe. As an African people, we have greatness in our DNA. I believe the Middle Passage changed our behaviors. And as you know, there was so much need for our oppressors to change us. And they did it by making their best effort and their best attempt to diminish us so that they can better use us. But at the same time, I think God didn't change our DNA. So I think he's bringing us back. I think he's bringing us back full circle. In other words, I think he's bringing us back to the future. I think the Kenya initiative, I don't think that's a coincidence, to tell you the truth. I think he's bringing us back to our rightful place of where he intended us to be, where he made us, where he placed us amongst his world creatures. So I think we're right on course. So I just see this whole arrangement that we are building here now is not a coincidence, to tell you the truth. It just keeps coming to me that we are doing exactly what God wants us to do. I think he's bringing us right back to where he wants us to be. And I think we just stay the course, and I think we'll see the results.
Thank you, Art. Thank you. You can depend on Art to really go in. Because that's who he is, right? He's that man. If you ever want to learn a little bit more of things that happened some time ago, not too long ago, have that conversation with Art. He's certainly a scholar right there. Art's a teacher, by the way. He's an educator. When I met him, he was an educator, and then I dragged him out of the education business into the entrepreneurial world. Pulled him struggling. He didn't want to come. He wanted to stay teaching. I said, "No, Art, let's go. Let's go do some other stuff over here. Let's go build some businesses, right?" So anyway, I know there's someone that's backstage that we want to bring on. So we're just going to ask one person to go backstage for a minute while we get Dr. Cecilia to come on and say her part. So someone who already said their final piece. Who wants to? Okay, well, we'll just get backstage.
I'll do it. Put me backstage, please.
Okay. All right. Okay. And we'll bring Dr. Cecilia on to have her say her piece. Is Dr. Cecilia on? There she is.
I am now.
Okay. You've listened backstage, so just jump in and say, we're closing out, we're going around the room, and you're on.
Okay. I think for me, the message I got from Saturday is to really keep going, keep doing what I do, keep shining my light so others can follow. Also, he said something, Laxley, that was like he was talking to me when he said, "Do that podcast." And I said, "Yes, I will." And as soon as I get back from my trip, we will be meeting to start my podcast. And so another thing is the whole idea of us leaving that legacy and leaving it in a way or in a form that it will continue for generations. So that's why it's important for us to do things. For those who don't write, start writing. For those who are in the academic world, start publishing your research, start entertaining different academic areas, and just start doing things that matter, things that make a difference. So it was truly, although I did not get a degree, I feel like I got more than a degree from this event. So thank you all for participating this weekend. And I'm truly looking forward to continuing to working with each and every one of you guys here, because you guys are extraordinary. You're a great company to be with.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks.
I have to say something because we've had so many conversations, and Dr. Cecilia, you said so many things just then. You did get a degree you probably benefited more than anyone else here. You really did. And yeah, we'll do that. We're going to do that paper, right? We're going to get back to that paper, and you're going to do your podcast, and you're going to do what else? You're going to do that program that you started, and we're going to kick off mentorship in a big way. We're going to do so many things. You're going to be busy, and you're not going to say, you will never, ever again say, I am too busy.
No.
That is not a good thing. Every time you say that to me, I almost want to say, what's she talking? Anyway, I got too much. None of us have too much going on. We just need to learn.
I need to organize my time.
Yes, but none of us are that busy. We just need to learn how to use our time better.
Yes, sir.
That's what we need to do. Busy people get things done, especially doing the right things, and that's what we need to do. Learn how to use our time better. So thank you, Dr. Cecilia. You're converted in a big time way, and that's a beautiful thing that you're able to say that you are. That's wonderful. Thanks so much.
All right, so I'll go backstage now. Bye, you all, and see you all soon.
All right, so let's move to Dr. Grace. You want to tell us?
Well, for me, I didn't say it initially, but it was my husband who convinced me that I'm doing the work. Because I told him, I said, I don't think so. And he said, you are doing the work. And he reminded me of things that I'm doing. And speaking about time, and sometimes, of course, he says I do not have enough time for him, because my time is for others. My time is at the shelter. My time is at the pantry. My time is a sick and shut in. My time is cooking and leaving food on steps for people who can't come out. So he thinks that I don't have any time for him. But luckily for me, he's a good man. So he lets me do what needs to be done. So the doctorate was special for me, very special for me. But I felt like he got a doctorate too. He was part of that because he let me be. He let me be. He never said, where are you going now? I haven't seen you in 3 days because you're at the pantry, packing up bags, or because you're over there ministering to those at the shelter. Where have you been? Never. When he comes in, he said, are you hungry? So because of him, I'm able to do what I do. And I give God thanks for him. And I give God thanks for all those in my circle. And I give God thanks for you, Dr. Lax, who sometimes encourages me, because I would ask him, I would say, listen, cuz, where do you get the time from? Where do you get the time to do the things that you do? How is it that you're doing so much stuff? I said, you need to write a book on just time management, because I don't seem to have enough time. But then again, my husband always reminds me that time is all we have. Time is all we have. And every time I try to remember, yes, time is all we have. So then when you think about that, then you try to do all that you can do within the time that you're given, because we have this time. And the time that sometimes I even think of myself, I said, listen, I see people who are much younger than myself, and they pass away and they're no longer here and they're not able to do things. And I say, I'm here for a reason. I'm here for a reason. And I discovered my purpose a long time ago. But I said I have to continue to walk in my purpose, not just to discover it and let it be. I have to continue to walk in my purpose. So this weekend kind of re-energized me, kind of helped me to say, well, okay, now I have to keep doing the work. I have to keep doing the work. I have a nephew, and my daughter always tickle him to the point where he pees up himself. She tickled him so bad. He's just laughing, and he doesn't know what to do with himself. And he look at me and say, Auntie, do something, Auntie. So, it's like you get this now. You say you have to do something, not just do something, but do more. You have to now do more. you know. So I've always been in the frame of mind that I have to do something, because I don't believe that God has me here just to just while away my time and be all willy-nilly and not do anything that honors him. So I do pray that whatever I do will continue to honor him. He says, whatever you do to the least of these, you do unto me. I'm trying to do that, to do the least, to do for the least of these. So it's just amazing, how what might have appeared to be a little thing turned out to be a big thing and can really implode your thinking and make you want to be even more than you already are. So, cuz I thank you. I thank you. I thank you.
No, so Grace, Dr. Grace. So you told me that never to call you Grace.
Stop it. Stop it.
So you guys don't know this, but Grace, we're Grace, we talk every single morning, right? For how many years now we've been talking every morning?
Yeah, we talk a lot. Yeah, every day we talk.
So Gary is probably wondering, how come you talk to me every morning too? And Donna is probably saying the same thing. How come you talk to me? Seem like I'm not doing anything with my time. I'm just talking with everybody every morning. Yeah, well, Grace, we have conversations. But when we're building, we have to talk. Donna knows that. Gary knows. When we're building things, stuff that's bigger than us, we have to talk, right? There's so much to do. We have to strategize. We have to say what we're going to do today, what we're going to do next. So communication about important things is so critical. We got to talk, and that's why we talk, Grace. We talk, and we talk about stuff. We don't just talk. We talk about what we're going to do next to build the organization. And so that's what we talk about. So, Donna, if Art is back, if you could bring him on stage, because we're going to just go through the room and just finish up. But I want to play the song again, and I'd like for Art to be present when we play it. Mr. McCook, Dr. McCook, can you share with us your piece? Unmute.
Yeah, so I said, Juan mentioned something earlier about the tree and, the fruits of the tree. And, it made me think about my immediate family, especially my sons. I remember them younger boys saying, hey, Dad, we can't understand how you guys are immigrants. You come to this country, you buy places and you rent it out to people who are living here. It doesn't make any sense to us. And it kind of made them see that, look, yes, we came here on a mission. And in the book, it was mentioned about mentoring, that we are mentors. So if you as a father or a mother or parent can have the children see what you're doing, the work you're doing, and it's amazing, you're just doing the work as a parent and not realizing that they're observing. The international song competition I'm doing, it has been very challenging, but again, I look at it as a mentoring, and it's created to give a platform to Jamaican artists around the world, to a platform to showcase their talent. And in 4 years, we've had over 60 artists who were non-entities before, who have now gone on to do bigger things. So, these things, and the doctorate now, as I say, it's just an addition to what I've been doing before. It kind of jerks me out and say, yes, you have been doing something good without looking for the reward, and you've gotten the reward. And I always tell folks that in life, when you see things as an obstacle, I don't think it's an obstacle. It's really God testing you, and you just have to pass the test. And that's what but again, so thanks again to all you lovely doctors, handsome and beautiful doctors on here tonight. And I know as a team, we have a powerful team here of individuals who are not self-centered, but will give all they can, with a great leader over there, top left. He knows who he is. Yeah, so again, thanks for the opportunity. It's a blessing. There are people. I went to my bank and I was telling the folks there, hey, I'm going to get a doctor. They said, we thought you were a doctor already. No. But because go to the personal care home, you go in there, they think, yes, you're a doctor. So I guess I had that look. Do I look like a doctor, guys? So again, thanks, and Lax, before you play that thing, that compilation you did, awesome job. He's been bugging me all day for pictures here, pictures there, pictures here. I said, I know he has something up his sleeve. So well done.
Thank you, thank you. I want to say one thing, because I'm here and I'm a good leader, all that stuff. If I achieve anything, there's one thing I do well. I know who's in my circle and who to bring on. Trust me. For me, that's what it's all about. Who, and I did a piece on that today. Who is in your circle? Know that, and you should check it out. You should check it out. Who's it, that piece? We can't hear you.
No, I'm saying it's great. I watched it, I listened to it, and I put it as my title when I shared this to my platform. Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, listen to that. It's real. Who is in your circle? I know who's in my circle. So, and I know all the people in my circle. They, whatever they do, they're much better at it than I am. So that's why we were winning. That's why we're winning. It's not because of me. It's because of folks in my circle. So Principal James, Dr. J. Oh, you said don't call me Principal James anymore. It's Dr. James. He actually said it. It's not. He said it's not Principal James anymore. It's James. Final piece, please.
For me, it was an opportunity that laid a stronger foundation for greater things to come. And I want to ensure that I build on that to expand and to grow and ensure that, you know, we use the opportunity as best as possible to improve the lives of those who are less fortunate or guide them into the direction of finding their true purpose.
Thank you. Thank you, Doc. You know, I've been having conversation with, we've done work, a lot of work with then Principal James, now Dr. James, right? And by the way, that's how you introduce doctors. Now, Dr. Randall. So you say who they are, and then you say and now. That's how you that's the right way to do it, make the introduction. And now, you know. So and now, Dr. James, we've done so much work, and I've been having conversations, and I'm like saying, "What's going on, bro? How you doing, bro? What's up?" And he's always saying, "I'm okay, Doc." I'm okay, Doc. He would never let the doc leave it off, and I'm like saying, "Stop it! Just call me. It's okay, bro." And he will never go there until this weekend. I noticed he went there. This weekend, he said, "I'm good, bro. I'm good, Lax." He's never called me by my name. He's always said, as much as we've done work together, he's always said, "Thank you, Doc." So that's it. That for me is quite. That's a major shift right there. So to my sister Andrea. Take the mute button off.
Okay. Like I said before, going into the program, it was like, okay, we're going, you know, yes, I'm doing this. But like everyone has said already on the stage, it's like graduation was like, wow, you know, so this is really happening. So it's not really over. It's like a start. So it was great. The whole graduation ceremony, the classes, and just, you know, being with everyone. It was very good. Very good.
Thank you, Dr. Andrea, Dr. Sister.
Yeah.
All right. Dr. Pastor Lexi. Let's hear from you.
Once again, congratulations to everyone, all of you, lovely, handsome, beautiful doctors. I'm reminded of Hebrews chapter 12, verse 1 and 2. It says, therefore, we also, since we are surrounded by so great a cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight and the sin which so easily ensnares us, and let us run with endurance the race that is set before us, looking unto Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and has sat down at the right hand of the throne of God. And so my closing words to everyone here on this platform and those who are watching, whenever you're watching, whether it's tonight or you happen to catch a replay tomorrow or 5 years from now, 10 years from now, my message to you is to run your race. Run your race. They say when track stars and things are running their race, if they look to the left or to the right, it can slow them down, right? So we don't look to the left, we don't look to the right. We're not looking to compare with one another. We're just running our race. Run your race. So if you're a person who is on the helicopter saving lives while someone's flying a helicopter, and you saving lives because they transporting a life, whether you're working in welding, whether you're an HR consultant or teacher, trainer, whether you're a chef, whether you're in IT, whether you're a dental hygienist, whether you're a church treasurer, whether you're an industrial engineer, whatever it may be, whatever God has called you to do, whatever work, whatever walk of life, run your race.
Wow. Run your race. Thank you so much, Dr. Pastor Lexi. Appreciate you so much. Thank you. All right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to play the song one more time, and then Donna will say her piece, and I'll say my piece, and we'll take it home. So I want to play this song one more time. Can I do that? Mm-hmm.
Lift up a song, let the world hear it loud. We shining stars who make us so proud. Dr. Thompson, Hines, and Laing-Moore too. We honor the greatness that flows from you. To Randall, Johnson, McCook, and Smith, with purpose and love, your spirits uplift. Dr. James, Obode, and Satahoo, shine bright. Your legacies beam like stars in the night. Dr. Donna Thompson, a voice that inspires, igniting new dreams, setting hearts on fire. Dr. Hines, with compassion in hand, a leader who strengthens all across the land. Dr. Laing-Moore, so gentle yet bold, a guiding soul worth more than gold. Dr. Joan Randall, with wisdom to share, teaching us all how to hope and to care.
Dr. Lexi Johnson, you shine through the fight, paving the way with courage and might. Dr. Garfield, McCook, with kindness and grace, your influence leaves an indelible trace. Dr. Andrea, McIntosh, with passion so rare, lifting others with love and sincere care. Dr. Juan, Marcel with brilliance that grows in every challenge, your strength always shows.
Dr. Justina, Obode, your heart's full of light, helping others take flight and reach new heights. Dr. Earl, Satahoo, your efforts don't cease, you've brought the world of wisdom, kindness, and peace. Dr. Garfield, James, steadfast and true, making an impact in all that you do. And to Dr. Ukulu, the president, the guide your leadership fills Main Seed Christian University. The song, let the world hear it loud. We shining stars who make us so proud. Dr. Thompson, Hines, and Laing-Moore too. We honor the greatness that flows from you. To Randall, Johnson, McCook, and Smith, with purpose and love, your spirits uplift. Dr. James, Obode, and Satahoo, shine bright. Your legacies beam like stars in the night. Main Seed Christian University honors you all today for the lives you've touched and the seeds you've laid. May your stories inspire and forever remain a legacy of love that the world will sustain.
All right, welcome back. Welcome back. A collision with purpose in the spotlight. And tonight we're building on the legacy we have already built. We're just growing it big, all right? That's all we're doing. So, Dr. Donna, tell us how Dr. Donna is feeling right now.
Oh, I'm actually feeling pretty good. I'm feeling great. I'm actually just inspired by everything that everyone is actually sharing, and just learning and taking it in, to be honest with you. That's how I'm feeling. I don't have a lot of words.
Okay.
Not a lot of words.
Not a lot of words. And what am I feeling, right? I know that I'm in good company. I'm in the best company at the moment. And I know this will be the best company for me in the future because we're aligned. When they say when like-minded people get together around a thing, a project or whatever, big things happen. We're all very ordinary people, right? Very ordinary people. But guess what? When ordinary people come together, some extraordinary things can happen. And that's what you're seeing happening right here, right now. This time. You know why this is special for me? It's special for me because we're doing it together. It's special for me because every single person on this platform, in their own way, in their own, they are more than deserving. This took too long to happen for each of us here. Too long. And I want to encourage everyone to, this is just, you can earn more than one doctorate degree. You can. And there's another thing that I'm working on because the Presidential Leadership Award, every single person on this platform deserves to have that as well. So we need to all now look for opportunities because they're handing them out. They're handing them out. So what we need to do, we need to make one of the things that I like about what we did here too, not to jump around, is, have you ever seen a situation when you've seen one person receiving, right? Or two. Have you ever seen a situation where it's a group coming together, a group of friends, and this is happening? That's the bigness of what happened this weekend. That's the bigness of what we went into it together and we came out of it together. And so we should continue in it together to do the work together. Because together we can move mountains. We can move tall, big mountains, right? We can move mountains. And that's what we should commit to do. We should commit to encouraging each other. There are days when we feel a little bit beat up, some of us. I know I have great encouragers in this group that I can call on. Everyone in this group, I can call on at any given day to just get a little bit of push, a lift up, right? And we all need that. Form that bond. Let this be a group, a team, a permanent one. Because we went through something, we experienced something big together. So let that big inform us moving forward as to how we operate. So I'm not going to say anything else because we're 1 hour 42. We're setting some records here, but it's all good. We need to set records when we're doing big things, right? We don't need to run away from when we're doing things that is so powerful, because I guarantee you there's going to be some folks listening to this on the replay, and it's going to make a difference in their lives. So let's break time barriers, right? Let's bust it open. So and talk good things, because enough negative and bad things going on out there, and they're talking them. So this is so positive. Let's push it. So Donna, can you take us home?
Sure. So once again, I would like to say congratulations to all the doctors that is on with us this evening. Know that your work has not gone in vain and continue the course that you're on. And for our listeners, thank you for joining us this Monday evening. We do not take your time for granted. We are grateful that you have joined us. We hope that this show was an inspiration for you. And also know that by everyone that you see here on this screen, we're all examples of living your life on purpose and working and living your legacy. And just know that you too can do the same thing. And just look at what you're doing and know that you're special. You are someone who need to be in the world. Your voice needs to be heard. Your work needs to be heard. It is needed. It is important, and you are significant for whomever is out there that needs to hear that word. Just let this screen here tonight be a motivation and an inspiration for your life moving forward. And for everyone that is here with us this evening, I charge you to do an act of kindness tomorrow. And have a wonderful Monday evening, and you all be blessed.
We say blessings always, and that's how we take it out. Good night, everyone.
Lift up the sun, let the world hear it loud. Shining stars, shining so proud. Dr. Thompson, Hines, and Laing-Moore too. We honor the greatness that flows from you. To Randall, Johnson, McCook, and Smith, with purpose and love, your spirits uplift. Dr. James, Obode, Satahoo, shine bright. Your legacies beam like stars in the night.